Hi, everyone, and welcome to our meeting of the Healthy Minds. And today we are honored to be in the presence of each one of you. And the purpose of our meeting is so that we can, number one, get to know one another better. And number two, that we can share a little bit about our tips of success since we are together in a challenge group as a supportive system. Most of the time you will find that when you're doing something that is going to change you, change the way you think about fitness, change the way you think about nutrition, even change the way you approach people, challenges come about. And being part of a supportive group is one of those things that helps us stay afloat and have hope that if someone did it, we can do it too. So my name is Uniris Estevez. I am most likely the founder of one of the teams, specifically from Stay Fit and Strong through Summer. So I want to basically give the floor to our special guest. Her name is Roxanne Ryan, and Roxanne and I have never met in person. We are complete strangers, if you want to call us that. We are virtual friends. Roxanne is a member of our challenge group, and she has committed to following a program as it is prescribed. And I think the program that she has been doing is, she'll tell us more about, like the 21-day fix. But I personally have been inspired by Roxanne's consistency. She has shown up every single day, whether she has a good day or a bad day. She shares her journey with us. I've been able to learn things from Roxanne because she's been open about herself, and I've been inspired by her. So I felt when she shared, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, she shared a picture of her taking a selfie on looking at the mirror, and she seemed like a very more confident person, one that she wasn't before. And that stuck out to me. And I said, you know what? We all need to hear and learn more about Roxanne. So that's why she's here with us today. And this is completely out of her comfort zone. So thank you so much for accepting an invitation to be on with us. So the floor is yours, Roxanne.
Thank you so much, Uniris. And it's so nice I guess this is more of a virtual meeting. I know we met on our initial call that I had with Graciela when we first started this. And I feel like I have gotten to know you and everyone else in the group through posting every day. And it's really the group has become such a big part of my journey. So before I keep going, I just can you guys all hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my name is Roxanne Ryan, and I'm definitely outside of my comfort zone right now. I'm really happy and honored to be featured like this. It means a lot to me. I want to go into a little bit, I'm going to give you a little bit of a background about me, who I am. I'm right now, I've been a mom for the last 15 years. I have two sons. They are amazing and wonderful. As a divorced mom, I'm trying to navigate how to figure out how to do parenting in two homes and how to get through all that. And we're getting there. I moved back to Pennsylvania to be closer to them. I had to move to New York temporarily because I lost my job and had some difficulties, but we got there and we came back. And now I'm with my kids a lot more. And I have court tomorrow to get even more time with them. So everybody pray for that. But outside of that, I've had a really challenging experience with my body image, my weight. I have gained and lost hundreds of pounds in my lifetime, mostly done through really unhealthy ways. I have shared in the group, maybe some of you might remember, but I have struggled with bulimia for much of my life. I would say for the last 20 years, I've been dealing with it. And just this spring, I actually had a full relapse where I was actually engaging in bulimic behavior because I had started gaining some weight. My thyroid was out of whack and I started gaining weight this year. And it just really triggers something in me because I had just spent the last 2 years basically starving myself to lose 70 pounds. Again, not healthy, but I did it. And whenever you lose weight, regardless of how it happens, when the pounds start creeping back on, it feels like your whole world is just ending. And so I relapsed, and luckily, my dear friend Graciela, who I worked together with at the elementary school we work for, she was posting really publicly about her success and the challenge groups. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So she had posted about her challenge group and invited people to join. So I said, you know what, I'm going to message her just to see what she's talking about, because I'm at an all-time low. I had gained a bunch of weight back and I needed help. So I messaged her, she put me in touch with the program. My boyfriend, who is supporting me right now, I'm a full-time college student right now, which is interesting. But my boyfriend said, you know what, let's go for it. He really wanted me to have a healthier relationship with food. So I went ahead and I joined. And I can tell you that from the first day, I started transforming my relationship with food. Prior to 21 Day Fix, I was afraid to eat. I was afraid that I was eating too much. I generally would eat between 800 and 1100 calories a day. And it was just bad. I had probably no thyroid or no hormone metabolism, whatsoever. But I started the 21 Day Fix, and I said, you know what, this is not going to be about getting really skinny anymore. This is about me making sure I'm healthy. And it really transformed my thinking. It transformed my approach and my relationship with food. Since starting on June 3rd, I now actually allow myself to enjoy food, which is a brand new thing for me. I've always, like I said, been really strict, but this program just brought everything into balance. I think I've tried before Weight Watchers. That was really hard for me because it was really hard to calculate all the points and add them up and figure it all out. In my busy life, I just didn't have time for that. So I ended up, when I was on Weight Watchers, I just ate all the frozen meals because it was so easy to count them up. No, so unhealthy. I remember when I met my boyfriend, John, I was actually really overweight then, and he still somehow accepted and loved me. He saw through all what I couldn't see through. And he just said, I know you want to lose weight, but eating frozen meals is not the way to do it. Which reminds me also of the time that I tried Nutrisystem. And I would say that eating powdered foods and really gross, disgusting tasting foods is not the healthy and right way to lose weight either. Like I said, my other go-to was calorie restriction. And I also have in the past spent a lot of money on diet pills. After I had my first son, I was like 150 pounds overweight. So I took Xenadrin RFA, which is now not legal. I took that and I lost 130 pounds like in a year, and I was, happy as could be. But as soon as the diet pill went away, I couldn't maintain it. So the biggest hit, I guess, to me that happened, a little bit more about my past, when I was 16, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. I know a lot of people struggle with thyroid issues. I just all of a sudden, I was swimming every day. I was on the swim team. I was eating well. And all of a sudden, I just started gaining weight. So we went and had my thyroid checked, and that turned out to be it. 8 years ago, it got escalated to Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is a funny name, but it's basically an autoimmune disease. So my thyroid doesn't produce anything. And if my medication's off, I'm going to gain weight, lose my hair, all sorts of fun things. But I have found that now I recently did get my thyroid medicine adjusted. So that's going to be great for my next process. But even before I had that adjustment, 21 Day Fix helped fix things. I did start losing weight. I did stop feeling so lethargic. I started just feeling better overall. My hair stopped falling out. All sorts of really great things happened as a result of that. So that's kind of where I was and where I am. I think that this is by far the healthiest plan that I've ever been on, and it's really helping me get focused on the right thing. I also like the incorporation of the fitness. The group has helped me a lot because seeing everyone posting their workouts, I'm like, I got to get my butt to the gym. I have to post this sweaty pic. I got to be part of this. It really keeps me going. Seeing everyone trying new things, pushing themselves harder, inspired me to push myself further. I come from a family of runners, and I've always been insecure that I can't run as well as them because I have flat feet. So my legs always start to hurt, and then I complain, or my face gets really red and sweaty, and I don't want anyone to see me like that at the gym, right? So I've been afraid. But after seeing everyone else not being afraid, I said, screw this. I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to become a runner. And so now I'm running 3 miles in one shot. I can do that about 3 to 4 days a week, only because that's what my schedule allows. And the other days I'm doing the fitness, the videos that we are given through 21 Day Fix. I feel, I don't know, I feel just different and better. And my big announcement this week was that I've now lost my first official 20 pounds. So I'm really ecstatic and just, I don't know, I feel like I'm at home in this group, and I'm so grateful for all of your support.
I have to say, I'm holding back tears because I'm not supposed to cry, but you have resurfaced so many wows. Number one, you've overcome so much, and you speak so well. You have no need to not feel confident. I also went through those unhealthy measures, so I can so identify when you're speaking about the nasty foods and all of that stuff that you did to try to stay, healthy. And I commend you for that because you've done this, yes, thanks to Graciela having the courage to post her journey out loud. You were inspired to take that step. So it's a ripple effect, one life is linked to the other. And that's what we're all about. And I am grateful for your life. I'm grateful for the opportunity of crossing paths with you. You mentioned that you have children, right? You also are going through some parental issues. How do you find the motivation to kind of keep going? So how do you, because Graciela and you don't live in the same state. We don't all live at the same place. So how do you find the motivation to kind of keep up with yourself?
It's a great question. I think it comes down to wanting to be a better version of myself. I have spent a lot of time living with excuses, making excuses, allowing those excuses to kind of run things. I've lived in fear because I am a very, my mom raised me to be a very meek and humble person. So I guess I spend a lot of time being, I don't know, like a hermit, a little bit afraid. And the motivation has come from just seeing the last 4 years. So I have to back up a little bit. I was in a very bad marriage, and it's sad because my first marriage, I was abused physically, and I got out with my first son. I took him, I said, I don't care if we're going to be homeless tonight or for the next 4 months, we're not doing this, and my son will not become an abuser. And so we left. And then I got into my second marriage, years later, but unfortunately that became emotionally abusive. And those feelings of me being weak and nothing, just got louder and louder. So I left and I went through a very big depression. And that's how I ended up, that's why I'm fighting now back for my kids, because I have had to spend the last 4 years fighting really hard for myself in general. I've had to learn how to advocate for myself. I've had to learn how to, change people's mindsets, where this is a woman who was depressed and in the hospital for depression. I've had to really rebuild my character. So I think it's coming from a place of just practice. Life has forced me into these situations where I've had to dig down deep and find motivation within myself in order to stay alive and to get ahead. And I think that you can apply that same formula across many different areas. It's just what you choose to apply it to. And you have to kind of look at it and say, okay, when I was without a home and a 1-year-old baby and a $20,000 a year job, I could figure it out. I'm much better off than that. So I can certainly eat out of colored containers. Like,
that's the problem. Let's eat.
Exactly. So it's like, okay, I can do this and I deserve to do this. I deserve to have the healthy body that I want. I deserve to have the confidence when I go to an event and have to wear something and people are going to look at me. I deserve this. And I think it's really, I'm coming of age almost. I'm finally growing up. And
okay. I thought you were making yourself old, because I'm like,
no. Well, I feel old. I'm almost 37, but we're getting there.
Shoot me now. I'm going to be 40, okay?
That's great. I'm like, everyone's telling me that my 40s are going to be better than anything ever. So, but no, I think I'm finally just realizing that I do matter. I've gotten out from underneath some really bad relationships. I have an amazing, supportive boyfriend who has, like I said, he accepted me at my lowest and at my worst. And he continues to accept and support me as I rise to be the best version of myself.
I have to say that listening to you confirms the fact that we can try to help a lot of people, but it's only until people are in that place of, I'm ready to do whatever it takes to change, that change actually happens. Mm-hmm. And you are proof of that, in a good time, the decision came. Did you read anything? Did you listen to anything that woke this up in you?
I think a lot of it had to do with, I've always been a big fan of listening to like Joel Osteen. I listen to TED Talks. I have read every life hack article I can read. I've been big into that because I've always sensed that there's this piece of me that needed to be adjusted, and I needed guidance because I certainly don't have all the answers myself. So I try to look to any resource I can find in order to grow. I was raised in a very Christian household, and I feel that that is the underpinning of everything that guides me. It helps me to be open, compassionate towards myself and others, forgiving towards myself and others. So obviously, I have that always running through my head, and that guides me. But at the same time, I went back to college in January, and there's nothing like an education to really start opening your mind and getting you to think differently, be a little bit wiser. I was smoking. I quit smoking this year. I've done so many good things because the decision to go back to school was a really big decision for myself. And I think it just kind of opened the floodgates to make myself important.
Wow. In my notes, I have, like, as my final question, I should say anything else you should add, but I think you have spoken from your heart, and I truly appreciate you, and I know that something big is meant for your life, because we don't go through the struggles we go through in life in vain. I think you have blessed us with your struggles that have now become our hope. And listen, if you've inspired me, I know that there are many on the call tonight. And if anybody has anything to say, any questions to ask Roxanne, she's open. She welcomes your questions. So go right ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know if Norris has to unmute you, because unfortunately I lost the rights to be a host.
Host, I think you do have the right.
But I just wanted to come in here and say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for opening your heart with us and sharing your journey. I, for one, can relate in so many levels to you. And I am one emotional wreck right now because this opportunity has allowed us not only to open our hearts and our lives and our journey and sharing it with others. And it's like a paying forward effect, a ripple effect, if I can say so. And to see you here tonight and see how proud you are of your accomplishments and knowing that you know you're rocking it, that is what makes me emotional, because you're owning your success and trust and believe this is just the beginning. Like, you're just touching the surface. And I am so, so, so blessed to be here tonight and listening to you. I just wanted to thank you. So thank you for being yourself, and for just truly being committed to yourself and changing from the inside out. And I think that that's the best transformation that any of us can wish for. And you're on your way, girl.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me. And I appreciate that. I guess the biggest thing when I first left my first husband and I went through this women's counseling group, they encouraged me, share your story. And it's interesting how it's applying now in this area of my life too. We don't have to be afraid. So thank you. Your words mean a lot to me.
If you were close, I would hug you.
I know, right? I'm like, I just need to come to New York.
Yes, you do.
I know.
I'm down to go to Pennsylvania. Like, I'm all for it.
Right? We'll go run up the Rocky Steps together.
Oh, that would be fun. Sing a song.
Right? We can have Graciela's son sing the song for us.
That's one of Graciela's dreams too, to run up the Rocky Mountain and sing that.
You got to make it happen.
Graciela, you're on, and I know you must be like a proud mom. If you want to say something, go right ahead. I can't hear you. No se oye. Oh, she loves you. I don't think she can unmute herself, but she loves you. All right. Thank you.
I love you too, Graciela. I miss you.
Thank you. So this was it. I don't know if anybody has anything else, but we wanted to keep it to 30 minutes, and we want to continue to do these meeting of the minds, meeting of the healthy minds, because the more we can support one another, I think the easier this journey becomes. And if we learn that there's no perfect way, like, we'll have setbacks, and you'll hear from this person have a setback, and then this person will share their setback. It almost feels like, you know what, I'm on track. I'm on the right track. It's taken us this long to be unhealthy, and we need to reverse all of those habits. So it's going to take time. And I couldn't stop but notice the bookshelf in the back, and I have to say that's on my vision board. I used to have it in my home when I lived in Connecticut, and I missed my bookshelf.
Yeah. Bookshelves are my favorite. IKEA, of course.
I need one. I need one. Ladies and gents, I don't think we have any, but thank you very much for joining, and we're on to our team call. So see you soon. Have a good night, and thank you very much, Roxanne.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Norris, you need to stop.